Hey you all, welcome back to Let's Keep It Real. I am back with another video for you all. We're going to be talking about the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Let's Keep It Real. Turn on your post notifications so you know when new videos are coming out. And remember, everything that we discuss is alleged. We cannot confirm nor deny. And please keep in mind that everything that we discuss is solely and strictly for entertainment purposes. Okay, hey you all, welcome back to Let's Keep It Real. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner, and we all remember Malcolm Jamal Warner. So I just want to read a little bit of his accomplishments and talk about that a little bit. And it goes on to talk about Malcolm Jamal Warner is primarily known for his role as Theo Huxtable on the hit sitcom The Cosby Show. He portrayed the son of Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable, played by Bill Cosby, for the show entire run from 1984 to 1992. Excuse me, let me say that again. For the show's entire run from 1984 to 1992. Beyond the Cosby Show, Warner also starred in the sitcom Malcolm and Eddie, alongside Eddie Griffin from 1996 to 2000. More recently, he was recognized for his role as Alex Reed in the series Read Between the Lines, which he starred in with Tracy Ellis Ross from 2011 through 2015. So, as I was saying, he did pass recently over the weekend in Costa Rica. And I'm going to be reading a little bit of this from the Neighborhood Talk. And some new details have came out since then. And it goes on to talk about after being released after the Cosby Show, star Malcolm Jamal Warner tragically drowned in Costa Rica. And if you've ever been to Costa Rica, it's beautiful, you all. Beautiful place. The water is beautiful. The people are beautiful. Very beautiful place. So it's really sad to hear that this happened. Police say Warner was swimming with his 8-year-old daughter when they both got caught in a rip current. When one thing I will say about what I've noticed, I can only speak from my experience, what I've noticed, when you're overseas and you're in the water, it's not like it is here in the States. Like here in the States, we got the lifeguards that stand out, and if the water looks a little too rough for any reason, they're telling you to get out of the water. I remember when we were down in Texas, and we were like walking along the beach and everything, and it was people still out there in the water per se on their little jet skis, and they had the lifeguards going out there on the jet skis and telling people they got to come in. They couldn't stay out there. Well, like when you're in other countries, it's one of them things where you swim at your own risk. The lifeguards, they do have lifeguards there, but it's not one of those things where they're making you get out of the water, from my experience, from what I've seen. And even though a lot of times we don't like the rules here in the U.S., that's one of the rules that I think it's very important, and it doesn't bother me per se when they're telling you for your own safety, to get out of the water, because that's just not something that personally I've seen, in other countries. So let me finish reading. Surfers nearby saw them struggling and rushed in. One surfer used his board to save Warner's daughter, while a volunteer lifeguard brought Warner and another surfer to shore. This is really sad, you all. Sadly, Warner didn't survive, but his daughter and the two surfers are alive. His death was ruled as accidental drowning. And again, it just basically says the same thing. Let's continue to keep the family in prayers, because when you're out there in that water, I don't go out there that far in the water, first of all. But when you're out there in that water and you're just kind of standing and the waves are kind of coming in and stuff, that current, it'll pull you. It will definitely pull you. And he sounds like he was an experienced swimmer, but experienced swimmers, have to be careful as well. And this is just really, sad. So I'm going to let you all listen to some more commentary of what other people have said about this whole situation on TikTok. And keep in mind, these are not my views. These are other people's views, and I'm just playing them, to give a roundabout, well-rounded look at what other perspectives are on this whole situation.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like, if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, find a smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Listen to love because it's been a minute. Peace and love, and I'll be back soon.
My child, my pride, my Malcolm, I never imagined you would go before me. You've always been such a thoughtful child, even though your father left when you were only 2. I remember how nervous you were during your first audition, clutching my hand, but the moment you stood in front of the camera, those eyes of yours sparkled. The Cosby Show made you America's perfect son, but you never let the fame get to your head. 2 months ago, you were still saying you hoped people would know you were a good person when you left this world. But what I want to say is that you weren't just a good person, you were a good son, a good husband, a good father. Even after working long hours, you always made sure to come home and be with your wife. No matter how tiring the jazz band tours were, you still took the time to video call your daughter and put her to sleep. This morning, my little granddaughter suddenly asked me, "Grandma, did Daddy turn into a star?" I held her tightly, trembling as I said, "Your daddy was a hero. He loved you all more than life itself. The river may have taken your breath away, but it can never take away the warmth you left in this world. Yet, I still can't bear to say goodbye to you, my Malcolm."
Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away at the age of 54. He was on vacation with his family, his wife and his daughter, and it's just been announced that he drowned. I'm sure everybody remembers him as Theo, the only son of Bill Cosby on The Cosby Show. He was on that show from 1984 to 1992.
Now, TMZ is reporting that Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away. Now, according to TMZ, they stated that he passed away from an accidental drowning. Now, Malcolm Jamal Warner is only 54, but TMZ goes on to clarify that these are unconfirmed but reliable sources that stated that he had died from an accidental drowning. And while the story is developing, again, we don't know what kind of accidental drowning, whether it was like on vacation or if it was at home. And being that Malcolm Jamal Warner did not post regularly on social media, his last post being on Instagram February 9th, it's hard to tell because, again, he seems like a private individual. And again, Malcolm Jamal Warner kept a pretty low-profile private life, even though he was a celebrity. Yahoo News goes on to state that Malcolm Jamal Warner is survived by his wife and his daughter, who he had in around 2017. And because his life was so private, he has shared images of his wife and daughter, but has never disclosed what their names are. And him keeping their identities private was his attempt to be able to have some normalcy in his life. It also goes on to state that they don't believe that his wife does have a social media account, and if she does, it is probably private. And while we're waiting for more information to be confirmed about his passing, please keep his daughter and his wife in your prayers. Albeit we don't know who they are, they would still need those from all of his supporters.